Hello everybody and welcome back to CFO Conversations. I'm your host Paula Kensington and it's a great pleasure to see back in the studio Sue Rosen, a good friend of ours.
Hi Paula.
So our conversation today is about leadership, unsurprising, and more so that leadership is a practice, and whether or not you're thinking like this, I sort of liken it to being an elite athlete, and they are always practicing. Just because they've won a medal at an Olympic championship, it doesn't mean that that's it. They don't work anymore. And so I think we should take that into our own game as CFOs, as finance leaders. Sue, what do you think?
Yeah, I think leadership is absolutely no longer resides in the title of being in the C-suite or, now I'm a CFO, that means I am a leader. Leadership is about inspiring and empowering the people around you. It's all about developing other people. And that is a continual practice, because what got us to this level of seniority in our work may not be what gets us to the next level or allows us to grow a team or an organization.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke off camera and conversations that I've had lots of times over about bringing your responsibility as a leader is, yes, you've got to be authentic, right? But your energy is contagious for the rest of the team and the rest of the business. That might not necessarily be how you woke up this morning, feeling energized. So talk to us about the balance between energy and authenticity.
Yeah, I think this can be a huge challenge, because sometimes people say, I talk a lot publicly and with clients and write blogs about being an authentic leader, and sometimes people think that means just showing up as you are, or but as you say, as a leader we have to be able to manage our energy, and we have to understand that in any group of people, emotions are contagious. We've all been in that room where somebody is very negative and brings the energy levels down. And as the leader, we are there to inspire and empower other people, and that means that we really need to be the optimist in the room. And so we need to be managing our own energy, and there is a balance between sharing our vulnerabilities and helping other people understand that we too make mistakes and we learn from them and we move on, and then oversharing. We don't need to move into the oversharing territory. And there's a balance between transparency and vulnerability and oversharing, and giving people the confidence that we can lead them through change or difficult times without pretending that we know everything, or that we have all the answers.
Yeah, and I think a couple of perhaps tips for people listening is about giving people, as a leader, you need to give people permission to not know the answers, and to give them the permission to have a try about what some of the challenges are. We've got to think differently. We know that. We can't base tomorrow's problem solvings on how we did something yesterday, because it's changing and pivoting so fast in our world. But as leaders, our job, and I don't know how much of this percentage-wise, but our job is to be there for others, really. And that might be hard as a CFO who's perhaps an ASX-listed CFO. You've got lots of stakeholder reporting to do. Have they got time to be a leader?
Yeah, great question. I think they don't have time not to be, or it's too important not to be. So connecting and empowering the people around you to do what they need to do and fulfill their potential is a huge part of the role as leader. And asking questions and eliciting the best out of other people is so important.
Yeah, a big part of our role. And for those listening who may be aspiring CFOs, this is something that you really need to think about, do some more research, get good at, because in 5 to 10 years, this is going to be absolutely business critical. I mean, it is now, but it's certainly going to be in the future.
Yeah, and the pace of change and complexity in our workplaces means we need to be able to be agile and empowering other people and opening the doors for creativity and innovation. And that means people need to be able to fail, they need to be able to take risks. And we can only do that if we are authentically showing up and connecting with them and empowering them at that level. And just to add one more cheeky tip as well is that it's interesting, you know, when people talk about coaches and mentors in the leadership or the business space, and they say, you know, do you need that still around you as you're more senior? And I would suggest you need that more than ever. You know, Roger Federer didn't stop having a coach because he had won a Wimbledon championship.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I've talked about this a number of times. I think, you know, there's an investment required in your personal leadership brand as well, you know, so absolutely, it needed more. The higher you go, the more it's needed in some ways. So thanks, Sue. Great to have you back.